Some legends aren't born in a lab. They're forged in the garage. 2005, Diesel decided to build a tank for the wrist. Heavy, raw, unapologetic. Look at that elongated steel silhouette. This isn't a fashion accessory, it's an industrial statement. A rotating bezel that feels like a precision tool. Buttons that click with the authority of a vintage stopwatch. This is the DZ-4046, a masterclass in retro fashion. Cream dial, orange fire, and a leather strap that looks like it's seen 1,000 miles of desert road. Welcome back to the era of the giants. The archive is open. In 2005, Diesel was at the peak of its only the brave era. Designers weren't looking at other watches for inspiration. They were looking at the cockpit of a 1969 Mustang and the raw steel of industrial girders. The 4046 was born as a bridge between vintage racing culture and high-fashion rebellion. It's a long-body chronograph designed for those who want their wrist to feel like an engine room. Let's break down the physical reality of this relic. It commands a width of 43.7 millimeters. That's not just a size, it's a footprint. The thickness, 11.4 millimeters of solid steel architecture, not even counting that heavy-duty leather backing. It's slim enough to be sleek, but built like a vault door that refuses to be ignored. And then there's the weight. 111 grams. In a world of lightweight plastic, 111 feels like pure authority. It's the weight of a machine that's built to last longer than the person wearing it. You don't just wear these, you carry a piece of 20-year-old steel history that still beats with a precise quartz heart. Born in 2005, driven by a passion for the mechanical, the 4046 isn't just a chronograph. It's a heavyweight champion from the golden age of diesel. Solid, historic, 100% diesel. Feel the architecture. The armor of the 4046 is a fortress built from raw, marine-grade stainless steel. The profile is elongated, a stretched octagon that looks like it was cut from the block by a vintage laser. It's matte, it's industrial, and it's finished with a heavy satin grain that refuses to catch reflections. This isn't polished for the showroom. It's built for the street. Look at the controls. The crown isn't just screwed on, it's guarded, flanked by two massive steel buttons that feel like industrial plungers. Every click is a satisfying mechanical thud. But the key feature is that rotating bezel. Polished chrome with a sharp coin edge, giving you a perfect grip. It turns with a heavy, precise click. A 30-minute countdown tool that connects you directly to the machine. It's functional aggression, but the real genius is what stays hidden. Flip it over. The case back of the 4046 is a lesson in comfort. The outer frame is anatomically curved, engineered to follow the sweep of your wrist. The central metal plate, however, is flat, and it's slightly recessed, set deep into the body to stay perfectly flush against your skin. No protrusions, no interference. It's a seamless seal of steel and comfort that modern, massive watches often forget to build. Elongated power, recession engineering, a coin-edge throne. The 4046 is an industrial masterpiece that knows when to be tough and when to disappear on your wrist. Locked, solid, secure. Step into the 2005 cockpit. The interface of the 4046 isn't trying to minimize. It wants to overload you with information. Look at this rich, cream-toned canvas. It feels historic, like the weathered parchment of a secret map, or the face of a classic tachometer in a car with too much power. It's a deep, multi-layered arena for the time. Notice the order in the chaos. At 6 o'clock, the heartbeat. That small, hidden subdial is the true seconds hand. a constant ticking pulse. The other arenas at 9 and 12 are the chronographs. Minutes and hours, waiting to be unleashed. The minute and hour hands are simple, stealthy steel with just a hint of luminescent coating on the tips, ensuring they survive when the streetlights go out. But they are the supporting cast. The star of this show is that big, blazing orange arrow in the center. But it's lying to you. It's not the seconds hand. That is the 60-second chronograph timer. It's a dormant dragon that only awakens when you hit the steel trigger. A precise tool for timing laps or measuring your life, one 60-second burst of orange fire at a time. Look closely and you'll see that 2, 4, and 9 are polished chrome, catching the light like neon on a wet road. Even the date has its own steel vault. This is an interface with a memory, a layout that knows its mechanical history and celebrates the thrill of the chase. Layered, electric, totally focused on the next turn. This is the face of a champion. Look closely at the steel of 2005. These aren't scratches. They're a 20-year service record. The satin body, the polished bezel ring, they carry a delicate network of tiny, honest hairlines. The marks of a life well lived in the noise of the street. The 4046 is a veteran that refuses to hide its history, but it demands respect. To complete this armored veteran, the archive has a rule: respect the design, but refresh the armor. This leather isn't standard. It's a brand new, ultra-dense hide, custom forged to exactly replicate the original Bund architecture. Look at that massive thickness. The grain is so tight it looks like it was harvested from a mythological beast. No shortcuts. This is leather as an extension of the steel. And then there's the noise. Sound of leather groaning, creaking. Hear that? That's the groan of dense, unyielding new leather fighting to bend to the wearer's will. It's a mechanic, primal sound that matches the industrial architecture perfectly. It's not just in working condition. It's battle fresh and screaming for its first road trip. Faded steel history, ironhide leather, a new mechanical groan. The 4046 isn't a memory. It's a living entity ready for the next 20 years. Authentic, resilient, signal established. Feel the pressure. When you strap on the 4046, you're not just wearing a watch. You're locking in a legacy. The weight is undeniable. 111 grams of pure authority sitting on top of that custom ironhide leather. Because of that recessed case back and the curved architecture, it doesn't just sit there, it bites. It's a mechanical embrace that lets you know exactly where your time is. On the wrist, the elongated octagon is a silhouette unlike anything else in the archive. It's wide, it's thick, and it's loud. Every time you move your hand, you hear the groan of that brand new, ultra-dense Bund strap, a mechanical symphony of leather and steel. It's the sound of 20-year-old heritage meeting 2026 grit. It feels like wearing a piece of a high-performance engine. This is retro fashion at its most aggressive. Polished bezel, cream dial, and a leather wrap that's built for the long haul. It's not just a fit, it's a statement of force. Heavyweight champion, locked and loaded. The industrial protocol is now complete. Is the 4046 a relic? Or is it a rebirth? In a world of plastic smart tech, this 111-gram fortress is a reminder of what soul feels like. It doesn't sync with your phone, but it syncs with your identity. It's a piece of 2005 engineering that still demands the right-of-way. The scratches on the steel are the history. The groan of the new leather is the future. This is more than a chronograph. It's an armored capsule of the diesel archive that has survived the test of time. If you want elegance that can take a hit and style that makes a noise, you've found it right here. Solid, raw, immortal. Archive file 4046, sealed. Status, industrial legend. System, offline. If you respect the weight of the steel and the sound of real leather, hit that like button and join the archive. Subscribe to witness the next evolution of the classics. The collection is growing. Stay bold. Signal out.